The obsession over a single parameter is no doubt dangerous, and light bulbs are an obvious place where this has maybe even made us unhealthy.
I think certainly it has. I think certainly it has. And, increasingly people have been talking about things like blue light filters and getting bright blue light is best from the sunlight in the morning and getting, red-shifted light at night. But that's still all within the visible spectrum. That's still all talking about what we can discern with our actual eyes without any aid. And, think about what it actually feels like to be out in the sun. And I was writing this. We were lucky enough to, as you said, to be in the sun this last week, and I was able to be out, like stand-up paddleboarding or snorkeling, and then come and read about melatonin and think about this and go, I just know at the intuitive level how healthy I feel being out in the sun. Or we weren't in a place really where there was sand. We were just in water. But sitting on hot, like sun hot sand is actually healing as well, because, and this is someone wrote this into the comments on my piece, and I looked and I was like, oh, of course, albedo, given what it is, dry sand is reflecting some of that near infrared radiation back at you. And so if you're sitting in the sun on a beach with dry sand, you're getting the near infrared both, from above and from below as well. And you're just like absorbing it. And especially for those of us who live in the north and are coming out of a winter feeling sort of pale and sluggish and without enough sunlight in us, we get greedy for it. And I think we don't have the language. We know we need to breathe. We know we need to eat. We know we need to drink. We don't know at the same level that we need this energy that's coming from a part of the electromagnetic spectrum that we can't sense directly, but we can actually sense it. If you go out and you try to pay attention, granting that we don't have the language for it, try to pay attention to what it feels like to be in the sun, and know that actually that's healthy. Don't respond to that by going like, oh, I'd better cover up. Although it's also true, interestingly, that near infrared, unlike medium and far infrared or ultraviolet, actually goes through clothing. It goes through your skin. It goes through your skull. It goes through clothing. The thinner the clothing, the lighter colored the clothing, the easier. But it goes through clothing so that you can actually get it even if you're outside covered up.
Throws me that it goes through light-colored clothing easier. I would guess the opposite, but
as I said that, I read that one place and I thought that seems opposite to me. So that's actually the one thing I just said where I haven't chased that down, because it feels like black would absorb and then.
Yeah.
But if it absorbs, then maybe it doesn't go into your skin. Whereas if it's white, maybe it goes through. I'm not totally sure, but thinner rather than thicker clothing, it'll go through more.
Yep. I wanted to point out though, I don't think it is in any way that we don't detect the health benefits of this.
What I said was we don't have the language for it. We don't have the language the way we like, oh, I'm hungry.
We don't have the language for
what
it.
do you say? Like I crave sunlight, like I guess, but it doesn't.
We don't have the language, and we don't have the skepticism of experts, right? And the problem is that these sons of bitches told us, don't tan, it's bad for you. It's like a vice. Right? Mm-hmm. It's a vice. You're tanning because you're vain or something. No, actually, There's a reason that people who are tan look healthy, and it's because a tan is not a burn, right? And it is a measure of your exposure, enough that your cells have actually detected that light and are responding by producing protective melanin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't burn. Sure. Yeah, we can all get on that. Like, absolutely.
But, they told us for however many decades, don't tan, stay out of the sun, wear sunscreen every time you go in the sun, all of that. They told us during COVID, you can't go to the beach.
Stay inside.
I mean, they literally told us, don't go to a place where there is, I believe, literally zero chance of you contracting COVID. And then, at the point that became obvious, they never said oops.
Nope.
They may have opened the beach, but they did not say, you should keep in mind that experts sometimes get things completely upside down. That's what they should have said.
Well, they did keep people from skateboarding, so that's something.
Well, they should have just criminalized it, finally, which would have made all of those bumper stickers so ironic. But the...
Skateboarding is not a crime, Zach.
Right. But anyway, look, the point is you get ungodly material harm from the belief in experts who tell you that the height of health is margarine, not tanning, wearing sunscreen, formula for your babies, all of this stuff. And the
Only
thing is,
soft food for your babies too once they're off the formula. Yeah.
Really, you just need
Don't make them work their jaws. It's hard for them.
Yeah, and it's also hard on the orthodontists if you make them work their jaws, because then they've got nothing to do.
Yeah, no ability to pay their mortgage.
Right, and they can't get a boat. So, but look, if everybody, I don't know what we're doing with kids in school. I don't know what we're teaching them, but we should be teaching them places where experts have really fucked up and it's killed people, right? So that when the experts say something, it's not that the experts are wrong, but you certainly have to entertain that possibility.
You unfortunately do know some of what we're teaching kids in school, and it ain't that.
Right.
It's that the children's wildest fantasies may actually reflect reality, and that the children, know better than the adults, which is going to make kids feel really awesome about the world to know that they, at 5 or 10, know a lot more than all of the adults who are supposedly in charge.
Well, it's actually kind of a funny paradox, right? Because what the experts are telling us is that the children, who are as far from expert as anybody could be,
are in fact the experts.
They are the experts. Mm-hmm. The experts are telling us the kids are the experts.
And so it's like, well, then we believe the experts, in which case they're wrong, in which case the children aren't the experts, and that leaves a complete vacuum of experts.
Well, the experts are behaving like children, which means that they are the ones in the know.
The children experts and the expert children.
The experts behaving like children are, in their naivete, recovering expertise, which would be suspect had they not been childlike.